South Korea and Japan said that they scrambled their Air Force jets after Russian and Chinese military planes entered the former's air defense zones as they flew over the Sea of Japan and East China Sea on Tuesday. This is the sixth time that Russia and China have undertaken patrols near South Korean and Japanese territories since 2019. Chinese Defense Ministry said that the incident follows as China and Russia conducted joint patrol as part of the two militaries' annual cooperation plan. Seoul's military said that 4 Chinese and 4 Russian military planes entered South Korea's Air Defense Identification Zone or CADIZ without notice. The Joint Chiefs of Staff said that between 11:52 am and 1:49 pm local time, the Chinese and Russian aircraft entered the CADIZ and exited it. The South Korean military, however, clarified that the Russian and Chinese planes did not violate their airspace before exiting the area. An air defense zone is an area where countries demand that foreign aircraft identify themselves to prevent accidents. Unlike a country's airspace, the air above its territory and territorial waters, there are no international rules governing air defense zones. It comes after the defense chiefs of South Korea, the United States and Japan highlighted their commitment to strengthening trilateral security cooperation during the Shangri-La Dialogue, an annual security conference in Singapore over the weekend. In November, China conducted an aerial patrol with Russia, forcing South Korea to deploy its fighter jets. Chinese H-6K bombers and Russian Tu-95 bombers and Su-35 fighter jets had entered its Air Defense Identification Zone or CADIZ. During the May 2022 joint exercise, Chinese and Russian warplanes neared Japan's airspace as Tokyo hosted a Quad summit with the leaders of the United States, India and Australia. The move alarmed Japan despite China saying that its flights were not directed at third parties. There have been concerns among China's neighboring countries and their Western allies over China's increasing military activities in the South China Sea. The growing tensions prompted the Coast Guard of the United States, Japan and the Philippines to hold their first trilateral naval exercise in the South China Sea last week. Moreover, Chinese warship came within 150 yards of a US destroyer while the US and Canadian navies were conducting a joint exercise in the volatile Taiwan Strait over the weekend. Shortly before that, a video showed a Chinese fighter jet passing in front of a US plane's nose with the cockpit of the RC-135 shaking in the turbulence caused by the flight.
Subscribe to Oneindia channel and never miss an update.